right front going down. How hard you get there, man? Force 8 just hit us.
Jeff Burdick gets loose and gets into the outside wall. May have had some help.
He's about a fucking dick.
Questions? Let's go with Ben and then to David. And then to Jenna again.
Do we really have to go to Jenna again?
We don't have to.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hey, in the Brickyard 400, this is the 20th 400. Man, how time flies. But as for Smoke, well, today you had a few choice words for Kyle from the Brickyard 400. This is the 20th 400. Man, how time flies. But as for Smoke, well, today you had a few choice words for Kyle Petty in defense of Tony's rookie driver, Danica Patrick. This is Petty on the right side of the screen. He works the summer races as an analyst for TNT. And a few weeks ago, when asked about Stewart's new teammate, Petty fired back that Danica isn't a real race car driver. Danica's best finish has been 8th this season. That was the opener in Daytona. As we sat down today, I asked Smoke about his rookie drive.
How would you grade that transition? How's it gone?
It depends on whether you talk to Kyle Petty or you talk to anybody else.
Did you take that personally? A little bit?
Yeah, definitely, because her rookie season, she's got more talent than he ever had. So, you know, I think she's got a ton of talent. I mean, everybody doesn't understand that you go about every 5 or 6 years and the level of competition keeps going up. So you don't have to be very far off now to have a bad result at the end of the day. I don't think we've given her cars that she could win in. If I thought that we'd given her cars that she could win the race with and she ran 20th, then I would be a little more concerned. But.
Hey, Drew Bonifant with the Concord Monitor. I just want to talk to you about on the front straightaway where you took the lead there. What was the technique behind that in terms of, I mean, when did you decide that was the point to make your move? You know, and just, I mean, what was the thought there?
I mean, I planned it for 280 some odd laps. I knew he was going to run out of fuel right at that moment, and versus just driving through him and running over him, it just seemed like it may have been an easier option just to turn left and drive around him. So I guess that was my strategy all along. I knew kind of that's what we were going to do. I just had to wait for that opportunity.
No follow-up to that. Let's go to
Wow. And we were doing so good in here today.
Tony, go ahead. Just, you know, the comment you made going into Chicago about...
Our next question from Bob.
Bob Hocker, Sporting News. Obviously, during the last few months, there were lots of rumors about your team and possible
You guys
changes.
started all that crap.
Well, no, we get asked about it by people in the garage. I mean, other competitors.
I don't know who you guys are talking to in the garage area. You guys need to just come talk to us, because we never discussed any of this crap that's been going around there that's been a huge distraction to our organization.
My question is, does this win help calm anybody in your group who thought that there might be changes, and is it any validation of what you believe Steve can do?
It doesn't calm me down, because it ticks me off that I got to sit here and go through this crap because of you guys. I mean, if you're going to put something in there that there's going to possibility of somebody moving around, you might want to talk to the guys that write the checks, the guys that work there, and find out the facts before you guys go throwing darts on the dartboard. I'll be honest, it pissed me off because it was a big distraction to my team, my organization. It kept us from doing our job because people are hearing rumors and reading what you guys write, which was totally inaccurate and unprofessional, in my opinion. If you're going to write that, you better have some facts behind it, because there wasn't anybody in our camp that said anything. So if you heard it from somebody else, that's not good enough. If that's your sources, you better do a better job, because it was a big distraction. And when I finally got wind of it was 3 weeks after it first came out, and I was ticked. I don't need that crap. I got enough stuff to worry about keeping 3 cars competitive and trying to get them in that state, and having to deal with a bunch of bull crap that's inaccurate and speculation. To me, at this level, is unacceptable. Our organization doesn't need it. It didn't deserve it. They've worked hard enough, and to have to sit there and have people question what's going on, and us have to take that much extra time to try to defuse what you guys planted was a bunch of crap. And don't do it.
Any additional questions? Okay, Diego.
Yeah,
It
Diego
was going
Mejia.
really good till I got to that, and I was willing to look through it today, to be honest. But you brought it up, Pa Chris, which you're the guy I expect to bring that up. So
Sorry, I got to ask you after you get upset, but
I'll try to cheer up for you.
thank you. You were speaking about Montoya, and today was probably the
Stewart now, and Smoke, people had a lot to ask you today at the end of this race. You apologized to your crew for what happened on track, said you'd make it up to them. Finishing seventh, do you feel like you did?
Yeah, I think this was as good as we were all day. I mean, we never really got above this in track position, but awesome job with Zippy and I working together, and the guys having awesome stops all day, getting us back to the front there. Just wish we wouldn't have had to have to race that hard that early in the race to have to get ourselves in a position to do that.
So talk about that with the 07 racing hard.
Racing too hard at the beginning of a 500-mile race. I mean, the problem is they don't learn give and take in the Busch Series, and they run the Busch Series on Saturday, and they came from Martinsville yesterday, and they come here to Pocono today, and they're still racing like they're Martinsville in the Busch Series. This is not the Busch Series. This is the Nextel Cup Series. So if they would all learn a little give and take, none of us would have been in this position. I mean, Carl ended up with a bad day because of it. The 5 car ended up with a bad day. I ended up with a bad day. So, 4 cars ended up with a bad day because one guy couldn't be a little bit patient at the beginning and use a little give and take like they talk about the driver.
You motherfucker.
And you.
We got a lot of damage. That fucking idiot tries to run us straight off the racetrack. I'm going to hold my line.
Get exactly what you're supposed to do. Don't worry about it.
Fucking gave that guy room and he fucking cheap shot at me, that fuck.
Wednesday night, huge success. Great luck today. You're having a great time as an owner. Is there any possibilities of hanging up this silly driving habit and just
Give
being
that
an
mic
owner all
away.
the
You
time?
don't even deserve to have that mic right now. What the hell's wrong with you?
Wait, that.
Climb over this counter and come beat your ass.
Yeah.
So
I like
that's the worst question I've heard all week.
I think you're racing every night this week.
Yeah, I think you missed that part. I don't know.
Go ahead, Bob. Bob, and then Nate.
This might be a worse question. I'm afraid to ask.
I wouldn't then. If you think it's going to be worse, then it probably is.
No, Bob Kravitz with the Indianapolis Star. Is there anything that NASCAR or the IMS can do to create a little bit more passing in these races? Because since 04, there just hasn't really been a lot of passing.
Look up racing in the dictionary and tell me what racing says in the dictionary. And then look up passing in the dictionary and tell me what passing is. We're racing here. So that's all I'm going to say. This is racing, not... If you want to see passing, we can go out on 465 and we can pass all you want. And if you can tell me that's actually more exciting than what you see here at IMS and the history of this facility and the great race car drivers and race cars that have competed here, this is about racing. This is about cars being fast. It doesn't have to be 2 and 3 wide racing all day long to be good racing. Racing is about trying to figure out how to take the package that you're allowed and make it better than what everybody else has and do a better job with it.
Sideways! He spins! Yellow's out. Yellow. Caution's out. Caution's out. So much for no cautions, huh? Where'd all the cautions go? Now they got to move to Kansas. Guys are such idiots. Man, if you hold your ground, maybe they'll quit screwing around doing that crap. Feel free at any point to get your heads out of your ass. It's 50.
Now red flag conditions on the racetrack.
Smoke, what's going on? Are you all right?
I'm fine. I just had to deal with my asshole teammate, Steve Kinzer, so it's about normal for him. Just kind of biding our time there, and we caught Steve. I mean, he already tried to run over us once in the main there, so the asshole finally got us the second time.
Glad to see you're all right, Tony.
Problem on pit road. It looked like Kyle Busch and Tony Stewart tangled.
Back up. Coming up pit on. Fix it. We're ever going to get a fucking day where something doesn't fucking go wrong. Come here. Hey, buddy. Make up your mind, all right? Well, speed up. You won't have that problem. Hey. Him and I. Go in your truck. Pull off. Him and I. Yeah, why? Because I couldn't help it, Jeff. You think I did it on purpose? It's your mind what you want to do. You know what? If you're going to do it, then I'm going to do it. I'll slam you straight in the wall the next time you're anywhere near me. First time you hit me in the wall, you better get your then what'd you do? What'd you just do? Just do to me. I owe you one now, buddy.
Same way. I mean, we both drove it in deep, deeper than we both should have actually. But it was restarts were idiotic today. I've seen some of the worst driving I've ever seen in my life in a professional series right here today. So for anybody that's looking for drama for the next couple races, start looking, because I can promise you I'm going to start making the highlight reel in the next couple weeks.
It's just a shame. I mean, they had a really, really nice facility here, and, Chris Powell and their staff really destroyed a really nice racetrack because they were afraid we were all getting strung out. And I guess they're smarter than we are, and smarter than NASCAR is as a sanctioning body, and think that if they redo the racetrack that it's going to change things. But I don't know that Chris Powell has an engineering degree or anything like that in how to build racetracks. So I don't know. It's just frustrating. I mean, you come here and test, and we were running